marks, red eyes, clothes everywhere. Missing a moment when you're still there.
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, the notice requirements have been satisfied. The meeting dates for the year are confirmed at the annual meeting, are posted on the public bulletin board in the lobby of the Municipal Center, and published in the record within the first 10 days of the new year. Chief, could you be so kind as to lead us in the salute to the flag, please?
Everyone rise, please. To honor America, I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Omar, can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Corsair.
Here.
Councilmember Menon.
Here.
Councilmember Michaels.
Present.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Here.
Councilmember Park. Here. Councilmember
Here.
President.
Here. Okay, Chief, tonight we're thrilled to be appointing 3 new officers. So when you're ready, it's all yours.
I'm ready. Right. I'm always guilty of getting too far with the microphone, right? So if people are home watching, right? So I gotta stay on the microphone?
Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. Council, mayor, attendees, officers of the department. Tonight is a wonderful night for the borough and for the police department. It's a night of a new beginning for 3 new officers. With that new beginnings, obviously, there's been the departure of some officers. The first hiring this evening is to fill the separation retirement of a 30-year veteran, Sergeant Wayne Hall, who's a decorated officer of this department, who have very big shoes to fill and has a great legacy. We miss him every day. We thank him for his service that he provided to the borough. The second hiring today is to replace an officer, someone who was here for a short period of time. Mr. Libretti was a great officer, providing great service while he was here in a short time. But he realized that his calling was the fire service, and he moved on to the fire part, something, and I really, something, wish the people something to follow their dreams. And he's having success over there, and we wish him well. The third hire tonight is to fill the void created by the increased organization from the position of the school resource officer for the middle school. So that is to fill that void. So what we're going to do, Captain and I was going to take some photographs. So there'll be some pauses here, but I would like to have, I'm already out of order. Officer Jacobson, come up to the microphone. Give me a quick bio, and then just here. Christian Jacobson, formerly of New Brunswick and now in Hoboken, a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in psychology from Rutgers University. Christian scored high marks in all the processes that make up the hiring process in the department. He then passed a battery of other tests and exams to qualify for employment and to be accepted into the police academy. On July 6, 2023, he was sworn in my office and officially became a borough employee. He started the Bergen County Police Academy class of, what class were you? 131, sir. 131 later that month, and graduated in a ceremony at Felician University in Lower Night last week. We always measure each other by classes. I was class of 72, so don't do anything that. During his time in the academy, Theo Jacobson earned runner-up to the Ironman Award, which consists of a grueling physical fitness contest amongst other few qualifying candidates. Theo Jacobson is currently in field training here in the department. On patrol with assigned FTO officers. The academy teaches a cadet how to be a police officer in the state of New Jersey, but the field training program teaches an officer how to be a police officer in their home jurisdiction. He should be completing the field training process assignment sometime next month and will be assigned to the patrol division under the command of a squad lieutenant. We are thrilled to have him on our team. We don't like to have their family come out or something and hold the Bible because of the badge. His family lives a little bit out of the way. So Omar is going to do the oath and I will present him the badge.
Right. I state your name.
I, Christian Jacobson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and the governments of the establishing of the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and in the state under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of the office of probationary police officer
on the office of the probationary police officer
for the borough of Tenafly
for the borough of Tenafly
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir.
Joel Reyes, please approach. Joel Reyes, Clifton, New Jersey, earned a bachelor's degree in criminology and criminal justice from William Patterson University. Joel also scored high marks in our hiring process in the department. Having a dispatcher position open, Joel was hired as a police dispatcher for a couple of months prior to the police officer position opening up. October 4th, 2023, he was sworn in as a probationary police officer with the department. He started the Passaic County Police Academy class of 60 on October 12th. Joel is halfway through the academy and should be graduating in a couple of months. PRS is being trained in all the required objectives set forth by the New Jersey Training Commission. The only difference is that he's receiving it in Midland County. He's going to Passaic. He went to Passaic as a matter of timing. The faster we get someone trained, the faster we get them out to that service. Not that we want to rush anything, there's an opportunity. And it's actually probably working for him because he lives in Clifton, so it's a shorter drive. We also embarked on the full training assignment that was described with Officer Jacobson is doing right now when she successfully graduates the academy. We're really thrilled to have Officer Reyes on our team. For the office, we're going to have Arelis Garcia, his mom, holding the Bible, and Dad Jose presenting the badge.
State your name.
Joel Reyes,
You solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and this state under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully,
I will
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of the office of probationary police
of
officer
the office of probationary police officer
for the borough of Tenafly
for the borough of Tenafly
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, Nicholas Fiorelli, please approach. Nicholas Fiorelli, family of Oak Ridge and now in West Milford, New Jersey. Nicholas enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 2013. He rose to the assignment of military police officer from 2019 to 2021 before being honorably discharged in August of 2021. He attended the American Military University where he earned college credits with a focus in counterterrorism studies. Nicholas also scored high marks in all the processes that make up a hiring process here in the department. Having a dispatcher position open that was fully occupied by Joel, they've been really good chairs with the dispatcher position. He was hired as a dispatcher to film. On December 19th, he was sworn in as a probation police officer with the department to fill the position added by the Table Organization for the creation of a new SRO position in the middle school. We'll be attending the next, we'll be attending the next soon-to-be starting police academy. It's either Bergen or Passaic. Bergen's having, you probably read in the paper, a little bit of issues with their academy. So it's either next month or it's going to be in Passaic. PFD, have become very proficient in dispatching role as he waits to start the academy. He was getting a head start in the department's processes, procedures, practices, and the systems established in Tenafly. We're equally thrilled to have him on our team. Tonight, holding the Bible will be his brother Matt, and his daughter will be his girlfriend Courtney.
I state your name.
I, Nicholas Fiorelli,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments establishing the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and in this state under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of the office of probationary police officer
of the duties of probationary police officer
for the borough of Tenafly
for the Borough of Tenafly
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
All right. Moving along, so now that concludes the hiring portion of the evening. Now we're going to handle one promotion for the evening. Detective Oscar Cardillo, could you please approach? Detective Cardillo earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from York College of Pennsylvania prior to being hired by the Tenafly Police Department on July 1st, 2005. He started his career here in the agency as a police officer, serving approximately 9 years in the patrol division before being assigned as investigator in the Department's Detective Bureau in 2014. During his time in the department, Alex served on the emergency response team in the capacity of a tactical entry person. He became a firearms and defensive tactics instructor and has been providing valuable instruction to the department members ever since. During his time in the Detective Bureau, Detective Cardillo has proven himself to be an outstanding investigator and has successfully identified and arrested dozens of individuals for a litany of crimes ranging from robbery, burglary, theft, assault, narcotics, and fraud, to name some. He's also been a recipient of life-saving, honorable service, and exceptional service awards, received a unit citation, and a letter of commendation. He was relied upon by the members of the department and other agencies for his advice and expertise in the field of investigations. The department and the borough are both very fortunate to benefit from the outstanding and dedicated service he provides to the community. Detective Cardillo scored a promotional exam and was unanimous choice of a promotion by the selection panel. I am confident he will establish himself as a great first-level supervisor. Alma, can you please do the oath? His wife did not make it something, so I will, you'll hold a red Bible and I will present his badge.
I state your name.
I, Alex Cardillo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state under the authority of the people.
and in this state under the authority of the people.
I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of the office of police sergeant
of the office of police sergeant
for the Borough of Tenafly
for the Borough of Tenafly
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, that's all the oaths. Now we're gonna move on to some awards. Forgive me for some of them are a little delayed, but they are much deserved. And I have Lieutenant Greeley, Sergeant Rue, and Officer Chadwick. If you're in attendance, approach. I think Officer Chadwick, actually, I spoke to him. He could not make it. He has young children and he has parenting duties. On October 10, 2022, at 12:06 a.m., police cycle received a 911 report of motor vehicle crash on 9W. The 911 operator reported 5 individuals were inside of a car screaming for help. There were additional reports of the crash, reports that the crashed vehicle may have been intentionally rammed off the road by another pursuing vehicle. Tenafly patrols along with the PIP unit were first to arrive on scene and quickly determined the crash occurred in Alpine. Scene quickly became chaotic with various emergency vehicles and friends of the occupants showing up. Without hesitation, Officer Chadwick, along with the PIP officer, began caring for passengers that were dangerously positioned under the suspended vehicle. Sergeant Nicholas Rue, former fire department member, current EMT, arrived shortly after and jumped into the vehicle that was precariously wedged between some trees to care for the injured. Officer Chadwick, Sergeant Rue, and Cresco Police Officer all worked to free the injured passengers and get them on their way to area hospitals for urgent critical care. Lieutenant Greeley, the highest ranking officer on scene, really assumed scene management responsibilities for all emergency service functions that were present and operating amongst one another. The road was shut down and the landing zone was established for helicopter medevac. Lieutenant Prosecutor's Office, a fatal accident unit responded to process the scene, which now was determined to be a crime scene. Further quick response and actions during this traumatic car crash involving 5 tier injured Sergeant Rue and Officer Chadwick are receiving a life-saving award, and Lieutenant Greeley is receiving an honorable service award. Officer Barnes, I'm sorry, Sergeant Barnes and Officer Adams. Sergeant Barnes is not here, probably. Or with the ride along? Oh, I don't have the ride along person here. On September 2nd, 2022, reported a motor vehicle crash and the PIP was heard over the radio that monitors bordering jurisdictions. The routine report of the crash quickly escalated to a not routine report of a crash when the PIP officer was heard requesting any available units to respond to bodies everywhere. Without hesitation, Sergeant William Barnes, Officer Brad Adams, and Officer LeBreton responded to the scene to assist. In the words of Sergeant Barnes, the scene was very chaotic with several people lying in the grass meeting between the highways. Officers were having a difficult time opening the doors and coming to the roof of the van. Sergeant Barnes requested the Tenafly Fire Department to respond to assist with electrification. PIP Buddy was sent to close the south windows of the PIP by exit 2. Sergeant Barnes also Adams assisted with the care of the injured passengers, helped load them into stretchers into loading ambulances. Officer Adams was in charge of managing emergency traffic vehicles for the chaotic scene. The investigation determined the driver of the van either experienced a medical episode or fell asleep behind the wheel, causing the vehicle to leave the roadway. But ultimately killed a few people and injured many. But the quick actions that led to injured passengers receiving trauma-level care quicker and assisting in scene safety to limit further injuries. Sergeant Barnes and Officer Adams are awarded the Honorable Service Award. The next officer couldn't be here tonight. Again, parenting duties. I talked to him today. He was, this officer Smagadakis, he was our SRO. This happened when he was our traffic officer. On May 24th, 2022, Officer Smagadakis, assigned to the traffic division, observed a 2020 black Range Rover parked in the ball lot by the basketball courts, bearing no license plates. A check of the VIN number on the dash came back invalid. Upon further inspection, the VIN plate appeared to be on an angle that might have been tampered with. A check of the VIN number on the door matched the dashboard number, but again, wasn't valid. P.O. Smagadakis then pressed on, having motor vehicle, pretty high IQ of motor vehicles and motor parts, pressed on and located the VIN number located in the engine compartment, and to no surprise, it was stolen. It was stolen in New York City 6 months prior. Suspecting the vehicle was likely connected to the service station across the street, Officer Smagadakis was able to make contact with the owner of the vehicle to arrange a meeting. After review of the documents, the Carfax report, believe it or not, the Carfax can sell a stolen car. Text messages with the seller, a thorough conversation interview with the owner was determined the now owner had purchased a stolen vehicle. Something should have highly raised the owner's suspicion when he paid $65,000 for a current book value vehicle for $105,000. The old saying goes, buyer beware. Unfortunately, the owner had to forfeit the stolen property and the money paid, but the rightful owner of the vehicle can now be made whole. I know that is the insurance company, but that's why they pay high insurance premiums. For your intuitive investigative techniques applied in this case that return valuable property to its rightful owner, you will be able to service it. It was not here, but one of the employees that also snagged it. A few more. On April, Officer Cooper. On April 1st, 2022, Langley PD broadcasted, "Be on the lookout for a red Mercedes-Benz wanted for a possible abduction." Shortly after the bulletin, Officer Vincent Cooper had just finished checking a burglary alarm, spotted the vehicle traveling north on Tenafly Road in Tenafly. On attempting to close the distance, the vehicle accelerated and turned onto a side street to avoid Officer Cooper. Fortunately, he was able to catch up and stop the vehicle. The female driver, wearing pajamas, a bathrobe, and one slipper, was shaking when she spoke to Officer Cooper. She had a small cut above her nose and red smear on her face. The male was seated in the passenger seat, who she claimed was a veteran, but she wouldn't provide his name. The man was cooperative and continued to reach into the seat. Shortly after, P.O. Cooper was joined by other Tenafly and Eagle police officers. After separating the male and female, the officer reported they observed video recordings of the male assaulting the female and subsequently placed him under arrest. A small amount of narcotics was discovered under the seat, and that's why he was actually moving toward the bottom of the seat. I'm afraid to think of what would have happened to the female. I also could not spot and stop the car when he did. For his astute observations and quick actions, Officer Cooper's a regular service award. Thank you. All right, talk to more. Captain Mikado, Officer Smagadakis, Michael Detective of Bexley Route. Captain Mikado, you're my office tomorrow. All right, bear with you, this one's got a couple parts to it. April 19, 2023, Captain Mike Mikado noticed what appeared to be masonry work being performed on the front stairs of a neighbor's home. It was at the same time he recalled the contractor's vehicle and ladders fit the description of a recent law enforcement bulletin warning about gypsy masonry contractors operating in the area. At this time, P.O. Smagadakis arrived on scene to assist. Upon speaking to two contractors on scene, the suspicions were immediately heightened by the nervous behavior being exhibited by both contractors. The conflicting information they both were providing, the limited information they provided about the business they worked for. The also couldn't clear their business owner. We couldn't find his number. It was at that point the contractor was found to be unlicensed, uninsured, and working without a permit. Detective Michael Detective now arrived to assist in the investigation. During the investigation, it was discovered the contractors provided a quote to repair the top step of the stairs for $500, which the homeowner agreed to. Once the top step was removed, the contractor conveniently informed the homeowner that all the stairs needed to be replaced and the cost is now $11,000. Trusting the contractor, and what he had said, the homeowners provided a check for $6,000 a couple of days earlier, to start the work. In fact, the veteran was able to determine the website for the company wasn't operational. There was no record of the business through the New Jersey Department of Treasury, and the contract listed an address that came back to a UPS store. At this point, there was enough evidence to arrest the contractor for fraud for purporting to work for a fraudulent company. A search warrant was prepared and issued for the pickup truck the following day, which revealed a binder and estimates for contracts for 12 other potential victims ranging from Bloomfield, Oregon, Burneyfield, Westfield, Clifton, and Staten Island. After tracking down all the 12 customers or victims, we all reported the same sales pitch to repair the top step for a small fee, and then to basically be told that all the stairs were being fixed for $11,000. All other customers declined because they realized it was fishy, except for the one who also unfortunately paid $11,000. Metro Metro was able to bring charges for forgery and theft by deception. The case is still pending and probably won't be adjudicated anytime soon because the operators have become ghosts. They've disappeared. However, for the quick identification and intervention of the crime in progress and for a thorough follow-up investigation, the homeowners were spared paying an additional $4,500 in unnecessary repairs, according to the word of the Honorable Service of Woods. On June 21st, 2022, at 4:16 a.m., a patrol officer was dispatched to help locate a suicidal male who was staying at the Clinton Inn. The Clinton Inn staff located a noose tied to a chair near the balcony in the man's room, living man's room. En route to the area, a family member called headquarters reporting they saw the man entering Mount Carmel Cemetery at Dean Drive. An Englewood Police Department was requested to assist in the search due to the proximity to the town border. Now, in all these other cases, I have summarized the events to try and get to the important pieces. I don't think I could do, I could beat what was written here, and I want to share this with you. This is a letter that we received from the man's sister. To whom may concern, my name is Naomi, and I placed a call on June 21, 2022 to the Tenafly Police after receiving a suicidal message from the younger brother earlier that night. I called the police for help to find my brother who went missing shortly after we received the suicide note. Now, months later, I write this letter in hopes that it finds the officers that responded that day. One of the officers that led the search for my brother left a tremendous positive impact on my life, and I felt compelled to reach out and say thank you. That day, June 21, after a few hours after searching with the help of the Tenafly police officer, we found my brother hiding up in a tree in the cemetery on Dean Drive. My brother, I'm going to mention his name, was very shaken. A few hours earlier, he had tried taking his own life. When he saw police looking for him, he went to hide in the cemetery. He was scared and overcome with emotion. He led up. The lead officer reassured me that no one would hurt my brother. Since my brother had his phone on him, the officer encouraged me to call my brother and let him know that he's safe and that he'd be okay to come out of his hiding place. My brother answered the phone, and we convinced him to come. We convinced him that the officers were here to help. Slowly, he wasn't hiding, and as promised, the officer stood back, giving him a sense of ease to an incredibly difficult situation. My brother came out crying, shaking, and was visibly distraught. This officer said to him calmly, "It's okay, everyone has bad days." The officer encouraged my brother that his family loves him and that help is always available to him, or for him, excuse me. He even joked with my brother, "You're probably good at hiding as a kid. We're all looking for you. Where were you hiding?" My brother half smiled and answered, "The magician never reveals his secrets." That day, my brother felt compassion and kindness. I felt it too. It stayed with me since. Mental illness and mental health are so largely misunderstood and judged by society. It's one of the most complex and devastating illnesses. Even as someone so close to it, I barely understood at times. Here was someone so healthy in body, but suffering mentally in mind. My brother went from happy, high functioning, building his own business to living his mind less than a year. When on that day, my officer saw something beyond. He truly saw another human in distress, and he showed compassion for that. I'm going to protect myself reading this. Outstanding job. He is receiving the Honorable Service Award for the lasting impact that he left on his sister and for what the connection that he made with that gentleman on that day. Outstanding again. All right, folks, that concludes the award ceremony and everything that I have. I'd just like to close out with, this is just a small sample of the great acts that the men and women, sworn and civilian members of the police department do day in and day out. We could present a whole bunch of other awards, but a lot of it is just regular business. But there are things amongst ourselves that even we feel deserve recognition, and that's what we saw today. A couple of these cases actually have tears to them. Yes, we're first responders, and some things are basically fixed very quickly, but some things basically need follow-up and something we need a thorough investigation. That was showcased here. The Tenafly Police Department is something we go above and beyond. Sometimes, something we may fail, or we don't bring people to justice, or maybe the monies that we recoup are small, but it's the principle. We're gonna try every time. Something, and we love serving our community. But all the credit goes to the men and women. So thank you, guys. That's all I have.
Thank you, Chief.
I'm gonna take a lot of you people out of here. Is that okay?
That's whatever you want to do decide tonight. You're all welcome to stay for the next 3 hours if you'd like.
Let's go.
Chief. Chief. Come on, 2-minute break.
Yes, let's take a 2-minute break, please. 2-minute break, 2 minutes.
Thank you. Great job. Thanks.
Right now. Oh my God.
We're gonna need like or something like.
It should be reflected, but it's a good question. It should be reflected.
So I reached out to the county today for your certificate, so they said they're gonna bring it personally.
Oh.
So, they said they're gonna take care of it, so all good.
All right.
Yes.
So I should have it ready for you. Okay.
You ready?
Wendy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, we didn't talk, serious about the food. Hey, folks, it's,
It's so good.
Let's talk about it first. Is that okay?
Can't imagine. Us to make it up. Yeah, and certainly put it in your budget, right?
No, there's no money to.
God.
Okay, you guys all ready? Omar, we're back on, ready to rock and roll?
Ready to go.
Okay, first item to be considered, the Bergen County Open Space Grants.
They received communication from the county notifying the borough that the open space trust fund grants are now available. The letter of intent to apply for a grant project will be Friday, April 5th. And the application deadlines Friday, May 3rd. So I know in previous years we would go to different boards and they would present or provide the governing body with different projects or ideas to pursue certain grants. So the grants that's available are the Historic Preservation Program, Land Acquisition Program, and Municipal Park Improvement Program grant applications. So
Land acquisition, and this is due Friday, May 3rd,
April 5th.
April 5th,
April 5th.
that's the letter of intent.
I propose that we just all send our ideas to our future borough administrator to just collect, and then whatever you think at the next meeting, we just narrow it down, and then at the meeting after that, we just take it, agree together. So let's start by just getting all of our ideas in one place.
Capital idea.
No, we do it every year. It's great. It's a
Right.
wonderful thing.
Right.
We just, as a council, we have to.
Fix one project.
So there's just understanding your question. Sometimes there's grants we won't apply for if if Tenafly is not eligible or the cost of the application is more than the grant itself. So sometimes there are grants, and that has happened. So.
This one, we always win. This one.
Countywide. This is a good.
Countywide. Yeah. So this-
We have a resolution on later. It's from last year's application.
Okay, so we already ready to administrator. Okay. Item B, local regs.
Sorry, just to be
Go
very
ahead.
specific, does it make sense? So at
Yeah.
the next meeting, we can take a look at
We have a
the
checklist.
25 ideas that are.
Correct, we'll put it back on the agenda. Absolutely.
Roughly in the 750 range,
You'll give them a whole day.
because we usually max out.
You can read David, you can read 3 pages in a day, right? See, he agreed. Okay, so it's the same thing with the local recreation improvement grant?
So with the local recreation improvement grant, the submission deadline is February 27th, 2024. So I know in previous years, Jamie will come with Jamie Cannon, our Jamie Cannon.
Oh, Jeremy, right.
Rec department drive us to.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a list of things they have to do.
So this is gonna go to Jamie.
Things off the list, yes. Is there an amount on this one?
You're gonna contact.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. We'll do that.
Okay.
All right. The borough administrator ordinance,
So that would be from me. There had been previously duties that were taken out of the borough administrator role in your administrative code that have now been discussed putting back in as far as the HR element. So Omar provided me with the prior ordinance because it predated me, and we put it together in order to switch those functions back in. What I need direction from the council is, are you ready to do this? And would you like to repeal the HR manager position, or would you like to potentially leave it and just make it a if filled type of position?
Council members. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to the extent that we may not fill that, you know, at the current time, I think we should just keep the HR ordinance in place and just keep it there.
How does that affect the TL?
Say that again?
How would it affect the table of organization? It wouldn't, right? Because it's a budgeted spot, or do you call it an FTE and not care about it, whatever the title is?
Right, so I would suggest that we amend it to indicate that this position, if it is filled, would do X, Y, and Z, and not leave it as it is.
Right,
Assuming
that-
that somebody, only that person would be doing those.
Right,
roles.
thinking of like a budget, you don't take the FTE out just to put it in later and budget it later.
Right,
Right,
correct.
that's, then leave it.
But you could leave it there and then.
You could still leave it in your salary.
That's what I
ordinance. You
mean.
could
Yeah,
still
that's what I
leave
mean.
it as a position that
And then
could
amend is
exist,
necessary.
but you don't have to fill it.
So just to be succinct, so in other words, we would leave the existing ordinance for any future purpose, if ever, but amend the BA ordinance to include HR also.
I would amend that the HR manager ordinance as well to indicate that, almost like you're an assistant BA, you have it in your code book,
Right.
you're not required to fill it.
Okay. But but the BA's, that BA ordinance would be amended to include,
Correct,
okay,
right, and that draft was already submitted. So we
Right.
could have it on for introduction on the 12th.
It's the highest degree of optionality.
I'm sorry?
It's the highest degree of optionality.
Correct. Unless there's another vision that you all have on the HR role, whether it's to bring in somebody at a lower level to assist the BA or however it is that it shakes out, we can always address that later.
Right, but as of right now,
let's take one vision at a time. Okay. Any other questions about that topic? It sounds like the council's all in agreement with that. Vanu, do you have another question?
I had a question on letter L. So it's take appropriate disciplinary action, blah, 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 when necessary, suspension or removal of department heads except the borough clerk and borough attorney. Why is that? Why are those
That is
two?
pre-existing.
borough
That's
clerk
already in your
is
code.
No, understood. But why would that
Statutory.
be? No, but why would, just a rationale on why those two?
I think clerk is
well-
because it's statutory.
Statutory.
It's statutory and the attorney is statutory through a mayoral appointment. I mean, there's others that could be included if you were gonna put that. The CFO is also statutory or tax collector. I mean, there's other positions. Again, I don't know why
No.
those two were selected.
So I was asking the question so that we could maybe change this to include statutory employees and the borough attorney.
I don't even know why the borough attorney would be listed because I'm a contractor.
Yeah,
I'm not an employee in that way.
But I guess there's an impact that you know, you want the entire governing body to be able to weigh in on the suspension.
Yeah, you know what? I'll suggest amendments to it. I would also suggest the borough attorney not be listed at all. And include the statutory employees instead.
But if the borough attorney is not included, how would that would just be at the pleasure of the mayor? Is that how that would
and
work?
council.
Yeah, I have a contract, so yeah, my
Yeah.
contract states that you all can cancel it for a reason or no reason.
Right.
You know, it's the same as any other professional that you're awarding contracts to tonight, it's the same thing. There's no reason. I don't know if at some point the borough attorney was an internal employee. I didn't really look to see when the original ordinance was enacted. All I could tell you is when you created the HR position, what is listed here as J was
Right.
deleted and nothing else had changed.
Right,
Except for the
I get that. I was just, you know, looking at going forward, you know, trying to see what makes sense, you know, for the future. you know.
I'll go ahead and, is there any other provision that
I mean, at the
anyone
moment-
wants to address, or should I just do L? Okay,
So what are you gonna do? Make a recommendation for L?
I'm going to circulate another proposed ordinance which takes out, so instead of the administrator may for good cause suspend a department head or other employee for up to 5 working days while recommending more serious disciplinary action to the mayor and council. The administration by, is that the one? I'm sorry, which
At
one? is
letter
that?
L, take appropriate disciplinary action against borough employees and recommend to the mayor and or borough council when necessary,
This isn't,
suspension or removal.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, here it is. It is except the borough clerk and the borough.
So you want to remove that?
No,
Well-
I'm saying add in,
Remove
I'm saying,
attorney, add other statutory employees.
Correct.
well, let me make my,
Except the borough clerk and the borough attorney.
It stops with the other employees.
I mean, there is discipline that can be done to statutory employees, just to be clear. It's the removal of statutory employees that cannot happen by the administrator. That would take another action depending on who the employee is.
right, I mean, and as it's written now, there are things that.
unclear.
Well, so
It's unclear,
so
and I
so I'm gonna ask a question though, is why would we want to give any borough administrator the right to remove our attorney?
It shouldn't be there.
Yeah, we're saying take it out.
Okay.
Taking out the
Not
attorney
necessary or removal.
and then adding,
Except-
Already accepts.
It already accepts
Yeah,
them.
they're explicitly carved.
understood, but I'm not subject to discipline or removal by the borough administrator.
It's
I
on,
don't work for the borough administrator.
Right.
I'm a contract, under a professional.
So this doesn't give the borough, so if we make this change, it doesn't give the borough
It would not-
administrator
No,
the ability to remove the attorney.
It doesn't do anything. Making
Okay.
the change does not.
Okay. Just so I understand.
there's just no.
No, actually, let me make my position clear.
Yeah.
We're talking about not the borough attorney, that you can, come back and explain that.
Questions were, what would.
No, but my point is adding in others, as statutory employees.
Who
So-
cannot be removed.
Who cannot be removed until we are advised and, it shouldn't be a unilateral decision.
Require hearings before
I-
other parties that have.
I know.
So this
We're
is
including it in-
employees, CFO and the borough clerk,
There's more,
the tax assessor,
Assessor.
right,
code enforcement.
right, okay, all right, so you're gonna add those and show us the draft.
Yep.
Okay. All right, are we done with the borough administrator ordinance? Any other questions from council members? Okay, we'll move on to the administrator's report like we did last meeting. Does anybody have any questions of Susan or Omar, or myself or Wendy? No, okay. All right. And to our new incoming administrator, I can assure you it will not be that simple in 2 weeks. Okay, public comment. Audience members wishing to speak will have a 3-minute time limit to address the governing body on items on the agenda. Large groups are asked to have a spokesperson represent them. Omar, anyone here in the chambers who would like to speak? Do you see?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, is there anyone out on Zoom that would like to make a public comment? Raise your hand or let yourself be heard. Now is your time. Anyone, Omar?
See no hands, Mayor.
Okay, I'm going to close public comment time. And we're going to move on to correspondence. Bear with me a second. The one thing we had on correspondence was this letter, an email I received a couple of days ago over the weekend from the resident on this particular street, North Lyre, asking to park her car in the street. So, of course, we circulated to the council for any discussions, or would you be willing to consider allowing this? I know that this particular neighbor, we had an email exchange of speaking to some of her neighbors about how people in the neighborhood feel about that. So. I corresponded, I brought it to the council.
Issues with parking on the street overnight are far, greater discussion, but I appreciate that it's an inconvenience for some, but there's positives. For example, one of the things about not allowing overnight parking in streets is, I know there's a safety component, police officers are able to go look and see if that, if anything's amiss, there's a number of reasons why We don't have overnight parking on our streets. I appreciate that she has more cars than can fit, but you know, it's a larger discussion and
Much
there
larger.
are towns that have overnight parking on the street and it ends up being a very different quality of life. You know,
Okay.
and-
She's gonna write us again. I'll just, as I get communications from her, I'll share with the council.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, you know, and what happens, you know, so they just happen to have 4 cars. You know, when those 2 older children are no longer in the house, you know, what happens? I mean, uh, granting them this provision or this change, you know, and forever, does it go with the land, so to speak? Or, you know, so I think we should have had the chief here as well to address the question.
There's
you know.
some safety issues with, you know,
Any other comments or concerns?
I think we should look at changing the fact that if I get my driver, maybe I have to call every single day. It should be a multi-day issuance as opposed to a daily. If it's gonna be an open topic that's discussed, we should look at something like that.
You mean, in other words, for them to be able to call the chief and say it's gonna be there for.
Yeah, I've been through that experience myself. So calling every day is kind of, cumbersome and somewhat unnecessary. Right? For a short duration, 6 months period, 3 days, some duration should be found. But that's only if we're gonna have that conversation.
sometimes when I've called, they tell me, oh yeah, you called yesterday. And then I'm like, but wait, which one is it? Like,
Sorry, it doesn't matter.
I know.
Something like
I know, that's, you know, just maybe
Practice.
something from
Standardized.
the police thing.
All right, I'm gonna have some more communication with this resident and then I'll bring whatever it is back to you.
It's,
For
it's
more
a much,
conversation, okay?
it's gonna be a bigger discussion.
Well, yeah, I mean,
The more
we're
you
not
talk with this
prepared
person,
to move.
The more.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but she's gathering, I'm just letting you know, she's talking to some of her neighbors about it. So I'm sure they're gonna communicate back with us. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Is there precedent that we've done this before in any other street?
Never, never.
We only did it during COVID.
And we did it on Central for a very specific purpose because it's a combined
Oh.
commercial residential zone. It's a different, right, because we didn't want the commercial customers parking in the residential street because then the residents had nowhere to park.
And then COVID, and then we closed it. when-
Right, that was a different thing, right? We suspended it.
She's also talking about the option of buying a specific permit, purchasing a permit that allows me to park in front of just for a house.
No, not even purchase. Okay.
No, she just wants to modify parking rules in Tenafly.
Yeah, she's asking to modify the parking rules in Tenafly.
Allow.
Which would
Overnight.
open a giant
Okay.
can of worms.
All right, so more to come on that. Consent agenda, this is the regular consent agenda. Okay, good. Yes, go ahead.
Before we start on the consent agenda, you know, the new, or the positions for, engineer, attorney, labor attorney, all of those. I don't think they should be in the regular consent agenda because they are all, you know, we've never
So-
done this before.
Well, so the reason that they were not, the appointments were not on consent, they were all done individually at the last meeting.
Mhm.
Since they were already appointed and this is authorizing contracts now, which is a part 2 of an approval that was already given. I advised Omar that it should go into consent, and if there's an issue with any individual one, it can always be pulled for separate discussion. So that was my call.
Okay,
Okay, can I have a motion to approve resolutions R 24-62 through R 24-81?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
second,
Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair,
Yes.
Councilmember Menon,
yes.
Councilmember Michaels,
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember Larry.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Any questions on the next set of resolutions?
That we do individually.
We are, we're just asking a general question here. We're gonna do it individually though. Okay, have a motion to approve resolution R 24-82.
So moved.
Have a second? Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair,
Yes.
Councilmember Menon,
Yes,
Councilmember Michaels,
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember Bro Larry.
Yes.
Okay, resolution R 24-83 to appoint our new borough administrator, David Fanslow. Have a motion?
So moved.
Could I have a second?
Second.
Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair.
Yes.
Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Councilmember Bro Larry.
Yes.
Congratulations, you're on board.
Are you sure you want to congratulate him?
What did you say,
Are
what?
you sure you want to congratulate him? It's early.
Sucker.
Oh. You're being kind, actually. Okay, I have a motion to approve resolution R 24-84. Have a second.
Second.
Omar, please call the roll. Go ahead, wait one more second. This is about the rat control program.
Yes, this is what I was saying. This is the ContraPest, the fertility control that was taking out some of those poisonous black boxes in the community. That's what I just wanted to tell you.
Okay,
It's doing very well.
thank you. Omar, we're ready for the roll, right?
Yes. Okay. Councilmember Corsair.
Yeah.
Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor. Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Councilmember.
Okay, resolution, can I have a motion to approve resolution R 24-85, please?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair.
Yes.
Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Councilmember Bro Larry.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to approve resolution R 24-86?
So moved.
Have a second, please. Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair. Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Councilmember Bro Larry.
Yes.
Have a motion to approve resolution R 24-87, please.
So moved.
Have a second. Omar, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Corsair.
Yes.
Councilmember Menon.
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels.
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Councilmember Bro Larry.
Yes.
Could I have a motion to approve resolution R 24-88, please? Excuse me, go ahead.
And again, I tried to read it a couple times. This is one of our favorite ones, right? So we're up to like $800 billion of engineering discussion talking about AS space.
That's good.
Yeah, so remind me again, I think we discussed last time,
What's going on?
correct?
So we have a salt shed at the
Yes.
at the recycling, excuse me, at the DPW yard. The DEP has told us in no uncertain terms about 2 years ago that we need to replace this, or the fines are 10,000 a day or something, and we're still within the window.
The last time we spoke about it was, can we fix it? Or do we have to completely put it down, start it and start over again, right? That was the last time our engineer came to us, that was what I remember last.
Right, we're removing the salt shed and putting a new one in.
I don't know. It's
Isn't it?
actually removing the superstructure
Just-
first, looking to see whether the rest, doing it in pieces the way the council wanted, right? Removing the top
Okay.
part first, seeing whether the rest
That's
is
how
viable.
the new one.
Which is the concrete foundation below, the big 5-foot high.
Again, I apologize, we all read it together. So this is $50,000 to guide us as to a proposal for some.
Going out to bid.
And we need this to go out to bid.
Evaluation of existing concrete foundation wall.
Yes, someone's got to do all the work on the engineering and all the work on the bidding process and everything.
So task 3 will only be done if needed after evaluation of
Task
the concrete that remains after the superstructure.
So it's a step evaluation. You're paying somebody $50,000 to do a step evaluation. That means
Keep
stop.
in mind, we already paid for someone to come the first time to evaluate whether we should do something twice. That's my point. This is number 3, right?
But this is actually going to bid and doing the work rather than just giving an estimate of whether or not they think that the entirety needs to be removed and replaced, or whether it's just outside of the concrete and the concrete's still good. So
Evaluate the concrete walls and foundation according to the engineering report.
What happens with preceding two reports that were paid for?
I remember the second one was terrible. That's all I remember.
Right.
The second one was a waste of money.
So how did we vet this person better than the second?
This was, this is,
This
this
was the
same
first
person?
one. No, this was the
This is the
first
first
one.
person.
You
The
had
second
someone
person was
else
terrible.
do another estimate to,
No.
as a second estimate to Colliers, and then the second one was the one that everybody felt was unworthy.
Right. Now it's time to actually replace the shed, or we're gonna be faced with
Now we're pulling the trigger, so to speak.
$10,000 a day in fines if we.
This approval is,
And when,
this is approval for the 50,000 in terms of the legwork, not the 500.
no, this is the, right, but we're going out to, like, so let's be clear, right? We're gonna go out to bid. And this will, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it will ultimately, the bid will be opened, then the council has to approve that contract, right? So you get another bite at the apple for actually spending the $500,000.
Correct.
Right? This is only authorizing the process to start actually taking place.
Right.
No, it's no problem at all. Okay. I almost feel like we actually have to vote on it now. Okay, can I have a motion to approve resolution R 24-88?
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Omar, please call the roll.
Councilmember Corsair,
Yes.
Councilmember Menon,
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels,
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember Larry.
Yes.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve resolution R 24-89?
So moved.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Omar, can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Corsair,
Yes.
Councilmember Menon,
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels,
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember Larry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think last week, let me just see, we started on the other side. Okay, next is 2401. Ordinance establishing requirements for the storage of salt and other solid de-icing materials on private properties. Omar, can you please read the confirmation of publication of the ordinance and the title?
Sure. Ordinance number 24-01. It was published in the Sunday, January 21st edition of the Record. It is an ordinance of the Borough of Tenafly, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, establishing in Chapter 27 Stormwater Control, new section 27-16, privately owned salt storage of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Tenafly, 2004.
Okay, I'd like to open the floor for any public comments on ordinance 24-01 only. Omar, is there anyone in attendance in the audience here?
See no hands, Mayor.
Okay, is there anyone on Zoom who would like to make any comments on ordinance 24-01 only? Anyone, Omar?
No hands, Mayor.
Okay, we're going to close public comment. Councilman Park, would you like to make a motion, please?
I move to pass and adopt on second and final reading ordinance 21-01. And that notice of same shall be published according to law.
Omar, could, excuse me, a second, please.
Second.
Omar, could you please conduct the roll call?
Councilmember Corsair?
Yeah.
Councilmember Menon,
Yes.
Councilmember Michaels,
Yes.
Councilmember Dr. O'Connor.
Yeah.
Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember Larry.
Okay, any old business, council?
Would this be a good time to make? I was gonna bring it up with, in my kingdom, I'd like to see it. Oh, so I just wanted to say, I might just touch upon it for the environmental commission, but old business is, that it does seem like we have successfully come to an agreement for the electric vehicle charging to be installed, in town. And this is from a request for proposal from a good year and a half ago,
Yeah.
possibly. And the great news is that it will be free to the taxpayers. Contract is signed. So I've been waiting to say it. Just want to thank our town attorney, Wendy Rubenstein, for doing a great job. Thanks to council members for the RFP, and specifically to Dan and I, who were in a number of meetings to kind of get this to where it is as well.
So the hope is to get things moving quickly enough so that at least at some point before the end of summer, there could be ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
And can you give out the locations off the top of your head, real quick?
Actually, so The phasing of the locations, we're scheduling dates to
Okay.
go through. But there will be downtown and we're hoping to have something in this parking lot. The order that it'll come in is, I don't have that yet.
How many units?
Starting with two
Two
doubles,
doubles,
up to potentially four.
4 doubles, yeah. But by the end of summer, 2 doubles for free, which is pretty exciting.
Well, free to the borough.
Free to the borough,
Yes.
free to the borough, you have to pay when you charge your car. Yes,
Well, that's reasonable.
that's fine.
Someone's got to, right, pay for electricity,
Yeah,
for all the magic to happen.
yeah,
Okay, good job with driving that, Julie.
no, thanks.
Good job.
Thanks for my counsel.
Okay. I have a motion to approve the minutes of January 16th, 2024, the first closed session, mayor and council meeting, and the second closed session of the same day.
So moved.
Could I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, anyone have anything for the good of the order? Or for upcoming meetings? All right, committee reports. Who would like to start first, Dan?
I have none.
Okay, Vanu.
I just have the usual, the senior center. It's just, activities to report that they have a played out that they're going to see. There are other activities that they're going to play that goes wrong. A Spring Lake house tour. So, if anybody's interested to, please reach out to the senior center, to Michelle Hausch. They had a discussion about, they were looking into, discussing how many trustees they should have on their board, and there was a discussion on that. Membership, anybody, any seniors out there over 55 and above, I think, interested in joining the senior center. It's they're going through their membership period right now. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Vanu. Councilwoman Dr. O'Connor.
So I'm gonna start with the Environmental Commission. They're fulfilling its commitment to raise awareness, to educate people, to help them move away from leaf blowing. And people can expect to see an article about an alternative to leaf removal called mulching leaves in the upcoming town newsletter. I want to thank the mayor for his contributions to that article as well. That was very helpful. The compost pilot program is being extended through 2024. In just months, we have removed over 6,400 pounds of food scraps from Tenafly's waste stream. And that is over 3 tons of organic material from just our 50 participating families. And we encourage people to sign up as we grow the program in 2024. You can look out for a 3rd compost shed by the Churchill Nature Preserve. There'll be also a soil give back day in April for plants and gardens, and a farm visit to the composting facility. So please sign up on the Tenafly website. I talked before about the electric vehicles, and we're really excited about that. I'm also liaison to the Tenafly Nature Center. On Sunday, March 10th at 11:30, there will be a brunch at, I think I'm going to mess up the name because I don't speak French at all, but Brasserie Mermer in Closter. Is that in there? Okay. It's by the movie theater in Closter.
It's in the corner there,
The
right?
corner, yeah, exactly. Just say where it is, right? It's next, like by the Whole Foods, and then the corner by the movie theater. That place, so easy to get to, and it's we're honoring the Tenafly Nature Center lifetime members. So please visit tenaflynaturecenter.org for tickets, and please also become a member of the Tenafly Nature Center if you aren't already. It's a wonderful feature of Tenafly, and our membership helps support its maintenance. So those are my updates. Thank you.
Thank you. Nelson.
Just the only quick update, we had a downtown committee meeting. Everybody mark your calendars. Saturday, Susan, I don't see you marking your calendar. Saturday, May 4th, we're gonna have a spring fling. So music and food. I asked specifically for extra food trucks since we all got wiped out last time. They bought everything. So really excited. Saturday, May 4th, mark your calendars, for fun in the sun. That's all I got.
May the fourth be with you, right?
May the fourth be with you.
That's what I intended to leave
Got
it
it.
there.
Nothing? Okay. Okay, that covers committee reports. My only mayor's remarks are going to be about the Bliss Avenue Bridge. It has taken another incremental step forward in terms of getting our reimbursements from FEMA. You know, all the residents and the borough and the engineer, everyone's on the same page, so that's all good news. And our engineers are in the midst of working with Mike Cassidy at the DPW, putting together a maintenance program for that bridge. In other words, if you look upstream, if you go over to the bridge and look upstream and look in the water, you'll see some rocks in the center and brush and twigs and all that sort of craziness. And we have to get into a regular maintenance program that is cleaned quarterly to protect the bridge and to protect the properties around there. And also, it's also going to be cleaned just prior to impending storms that we're expecting. So we're going to get more details from the engineers on that. That's going to cost some money, but that's going to be a lot less expensive than ever replacing that bridge again. Okay, so look forward to seeing more details on that. But that's good news. But that's going to be really our official start of us getting involved in both of our major streams in town, of cleaning them and maintaining them. Okay.
90% reimbursement we got on?
It's 90%. In other words, it's not, they haven't sent us the check yet, right, Susan? But they said up to, yeah, we can get up to 90%. And so far they haven't swayed from that.
Is it go forward money available, or is that just the crisis management?
Is it what?
Is there go forward money available on that, or is that just?
No, that's only available if the council at the time acted, you know, it was the governor had a state of emergency. Okay, so council acted at the time, authorizing the immediate replacement of the bridge, and there were 4 other roads. So therefore, it falls under the FEMA emergency qualifications. If the council didn't act and we waited 2 or 3 years to fix it, well, it's not an emergency. That's how FEMA looks at it.
I saw Senator Gordon Johnson by the hospital last week.
Yeah.
Scoping it out with Englewood crews.
The Englewood Street by the cemetery.
Yeah.
You know, interesting. He was talking to me last week and telling us that part of that street there, they discovered it quite by accident, is actually a federal road. Yeah, there's like whatever, a couple of 100 feet. That's actually a federal road left over from whatever, like the American Revolution or something.
What?
Right. So the feds will actually help contribute to some of the. Yes.
It'll take a.
Well, we got FEMA money. We're getting some Fed money. It's okay.
But we did it right.
Of course we did. Of course we did.
We did it immediately.
We did immediately.
2 years to get out of this.
Right. Yeah, it was interesting. So anyway, closed session.
Right, resolution R 24-90. At a meeting of the mayor and council of the borough of Tenafly, county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, held on January 30th, 2024. Be it resolved that in compliance with NJSA 10-4-12, the mayor and council of the borough of Tenafly are going into closed executive session to discuss the following matters: under contract negotiations, the SRO agreement, and under real property potential acquisition. Minutes will be taken of the meeting and released to the public at the time that the matter is resolved.
Have a motion to go into closed, please. Have a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Let's go inside.
Maybe the danger's covered by the thrill. 'Cause I know I should be running.